It's the Gitty Gang Show on Cigar Box Nation TV. It's the Gitty Gang Show on Cigar Box Nation TV. And we're coming to you live from CB Gitty. It's the Gitty Gang Show.
Gitty Gang Show.
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 It's the Gitty Gang Show on Cigar Box Nation TV.
Well, welcome back to the Gitty Gang Show. Another week. Who would have ever believed that 89 shows in, or 90, I've lost count, somewhere around there.
I know, Dutch says we're at 88 now.
See?
We jumped one number, I don't know.
Dutch is keeping much closer track than we are, clearly. Thank you, Dutch. Well, we got a good show lined up for you this week. Coming off of a long holiday weekend last week, of course, Memorial Day here in the United States. So there's been a short work week here at CB Gitty, and, you know, that's good once in a while. But fixing to bring you some good stuff. We got some exciting things to announce this week. Actually, Shane, it got announced in this morning's Gitty newsletter. Shane started leaking some details last night on Facebook. A new kit, a new guitar kit that I'm going to be picking and grinning with today with Glenn Watt here on the G bass, the namesake of the G bass, I believe. And of course, we got Nick Lanciano over there behind the producer's desk.
He does.
No floating head Nick today, but trust us, he's there. He'll be up here a little bit later to show off an amazing instrument gift that arrived this week, unexpectedly.
Unexpectedly,
Quite surprisingly. So. He's going to do a little picking on that. And we got videos from Shane Speal. Our good buddy Vern sent one in. Robert H. Showing off a little Johnny Cash on his Bento Box ukulele kit. But before I get too deep into it, gonna have a giveaway this week. It's been a while. I think since, I don't even know when we stopped doing that. It's been a while. First of the year maybe. But we're going to be giving away 2 of the new kits. We'll be talking more about them in a little bit. All you got to do is share this very show, this broadcast, on Facebook from the Cigar Box Nation page, which is kind of like the home page for this broadcast. If you share it from there, your name will go into the list of people who shared it publicly on Facebook. I'll go through all of those in a week or so and pick 2 winners that'll get a free Mountain Tenor DIY box guitar kit. It just sounds, you're going to hear here in a little bit. I've been picking on it nonstop ever since the prototype got built. Well, I had to wrestle it away from Nick first. He was hoarding it in his office.
Because I love the guitar that much.
There you go. So yeah, lots of good stuff. One other thing, just to get out of the way before we start. It is Friday, of course. Here we are, Gitty Gang. We have brought back $5 Friday specials here on Fridays throughout the rest, however long it goes, at least the next few weeks. 5 awesome products on sale on CBGitty.com for $5 right now. Do you know what they are, Glenn Watt?
I actually don't.
He doesn't. I do, because I wrote them down here.
This guy does.
There's a cool poster, which I should have here to show you. Razzie Dazzy Spasm Band poster. This poster looks like it's straight out of the turn of the century. In fact, it has been referenced by historical institutions as an example of early cigar box guitar homemade music advertising, and it was actually designed by Shane Speal about 3 years ago. So that's how good it is. It fooled the Jazz Museum down in New Orleans.
It's good.
So that's $5, and we print those right here at CB Gitty. So that's definitely U.S. made. Some cool heavy nickel box corners, square style, single coil pickups, our nut bridge file with the extra long round files, and our most popular fretting scale poster, which covers scale lengths 24-inch, 24.5, 25, and 25.5. I sell more of those than I think all of the others combined, to be honest. So through the end of today, actually, to be honest, it's probably through sometime tomorrow morning when me or Shane wakes up and turns the sale off. But you can get on there and get those. I know a lot of people have taken advantage of that already. The new kit, the Mountain Tenor kit, we're going to be sharing an awesome video with you shortly from Shane Speal, recorded earlier today, where he puts one through his paces that he just built with a custom barnwood design. Looks awesome. And we'll be talking about some of the things that have been going on the Friends of CB Gitty Facebook group. Some awesome discussions and things been going on there. So why don't, let's see, I got through all those things. Nick, why don't we run that Vern video now, just to give me a chance to shut the heck up and stop talking for a couple of seconds at least. Then we'll be back with more great stuff. So here, this is a video from Vern. Not his first time on the show. No. He's been sending us good stuff, and we keep running it. So let this be a lesson to you. Send us videos, and we might put them on the show. So we'll be right back.
Hey, Vern here with a fun little 2-string chugger made with CB Gitty parts. Now, this was designed by Jimmy CBG, and it's made from an old jewelry box that belonged to my dad. Woo-woo! Got a piezo inside. Let's see how it sounds. So a 2-string chugger made with CB Gitty parts, good for traveling. Can't wait to take it on my next trip.
Well, thank you for that, Vern. And I gotta say, love the headgear. Mighty fine chapeau, sir.
Yes, sir. Somebody else?
I know someone else who rocks a similar hat. Of course, me. Why would I wear my own hat? This was my grandpa's hat,
which is a darn good hat. I see that Del Puckett's out there, and Del also wears on his wildly popular YouTube videos a CB Gitty trucker hat. So thank you very much to Vern and Del for rocking for fighting the good fight.
Somebody's gotta. I saw Marty out there. Might have saw Louis. Jimbo Burt. I believe he said he's traveling along the coast of Florida today. Is that true, Jim? Tuning in from the wilds of the southern swamplands there.
Roll Tide.
Roll Tide indeed. Not Red Tide. That's something else entirely. So one of the discussions that was started recently on the Friends of CB Gitty Facebook page, Sue Macias, let me know if I'm pronouncing that wrong. I probably am. Macias,
I'd guess.
Sue Macias. Posted a photo of an awesome banjo-like instrument that she's made using what was the body?
I want to say it's a tambourine, but don't quote me.
Tambourine or a hand drum shell, but she put a plywood top on it. Yeah. It was a cool design on it, and it looked really nice. But then the question was asked, I believe Louis Lamana asked it, of what makes a banjo? What makes a banjo a banjo? Is it 5 strings with that drone, that shorter drone string, like a bluegrass 5-string banjo? Is it a natural skin or synthetic head? Is it the round shape?
Open back. The
open back, of course, even amongst conventional banjos, some have open back, some have closed back. I piped in at first saying, well, for me, I think that the skin head is a big part of what makes it a banjo. But then I got to thinking, one of my favorite nicknames for the banjo is a drum on a stick. Drum stick. But I've seen drums made with plywood tops. So maybe it's not the skin or synthetic drum head. It's certainly, in my opinion, not anything to do with the number of strings or the tuning of those strings, because here is a 3-string open G banjo. anybody would argue too strongly that this doesn't count as a banjo. Scale length doesn't seem to matter. This has the round shape and the skin, drum head on it. Sue's banjo had plywood heads. Louis builds banjo. He calls them banjos that have the, I believe, the 5-string setup with that shorter drone string. He calls them banjos, plays them like banjos. So I think what it kind of came around to, and where it made sense that I kind of should have started, I've never been much of a purist, or I've never worried too much about strict definitions. It kind of comes around, I think, to the difference between a violin and a fiddle is in the spirit of the player. So it's how you play it and what you want it to be when you're playing it. If you want it to be a banjo, then by God, it's a banjo. And just today, Max Wiedenheft posted a photo. Did you see that photo of the boxes? He's got 3 Padron boxes, those kind of thinnish, longer ones, and he had them all in a row, and he said it's practically already a dulcimer, and was talking about how do you build a dulcimer? What does it take? Fortunately, we've got an article on that very subject. Where could one find said article, Glenn Watt?
Is that cigarboxguitar.com?
That is cigarboxguitar.com. Do you remember who wrote that article?
I'm going to say it's Ben Giddy Baker.
No, I didn't. Good guess. But I didn't write that one. That was our good friend Diane from Chicago.
Oh, a long time
Who,
ago.
who has since moved on to other artistic endeavors. We don't see her pop up as much as she used to. She's a big fan of dulcimers and wrote an article up on some that she's built, how she does it. So that was cool. I look forward to seeing what Max is able to make from those nice, those Padron boxes. They are nice.
Yes.
Plywood, sturdy, they look good. Yeah, buddy. So that's just a little bit of what's been going on the Friends of Gitty Facebook group. Now, if you're not a member of it, if you're watching this show, it's likely that you are at least a partial friend of Gitty. You should get on there and join in and post some stuff and ask questions and have a good old time. Oh, last night, actually, Rusty Taylor, a good buddy Rusty, who I think is out there, did a live broadcast to that group, talking about fretting, how he frets, 0 frets and different things, and that it was really interesting.
I did not catch it until this morning. Anyways, I didn't catch it till this morning. But it's good to see Rusty is active, not only on Facebook in general, but in the Friends of CB Gitty group, posting live videos specifically to that. I got to admit, I personally, although I'm catching it 12 hours later, I'm grateful to see that kind of interaction in the group. So thank you specifically, Rusty, and to everyone who's joined the group to contribute in such a fashion that I just haven't seen elsewhere on Facebook. It's actually reminiscent of Cigar Box Nation, the website, but this is a slightly more convenient location for people, a lot of people to interact, and it's just really nice that they do. So thank you.
Yeah, what you got, Nick?
I want to give a shout out to everyone out on YouTube.
YouTube!
We've got 14 people out over there watching.
Nice.
Gary DeRogers is out there.
Gary, going to be showing off your creation here shortly, Gary.
Just giving a shout out to some of the guys that join us over there. Rick Stevens hasn't missed a show yet.
Nice.
Stuart Joseph out there. He's been a long-time viewer. And what's it? Ted Stahl, John Trounsend, and was it Too Lucid Dream? I don't know what your name is, buddy.
I've seen that name around.
Well, thank you very much.
Yeah, very cool.
Yeah.
All right. Well, Glenn, why don't we talk about this new kit?
Yes.
Play a tune or two, and then head into Walk Corner.
Okay.
We're going to launch into showing you this new kit with Shane's awesome demo video that he put together a little earlier today. Let him do a little picking, and he doesn't do much grinning. He's kind of a serious player. But we'll come back, do a little picking and grinning on a couple of songs you might recognize, and then see where the show takes us. Well, yeah, buddy, is all you can say about that. Thank you, Shane, for not. He just finished that guitar earlier today, I believe. He was working on it all day yesterday, and yeah, that's the 3-string version, tuned with the lower G, open G strings that the kit comes with. I have a 3-string version here. This is the first prototype one that Nick built a week or so ago. I had those same low G strings on it up until about 20 minutes ago, and I was like, you know what? I'm going to restring this thing with high open G. Because that's, you know, I like mountain music, I like old-timey music, bluegrass, all that kind of stuff. And I always feel like the lower G strings are a little more bluesier, and the higher G are a little more folky. So I restrung it with these high G strings. How about we do that little riff I was
Yes.
working on there? The I call it something to do with chickens, because it kind of sounds like a. Yeah. All right. Here we go. Ready? Just a little bit of picking around on there. I tell you what, I love that sound. This soundboard is a piece of 1/8 inch Arctic birch, which we use in a number of our kits. And this kit includes some bracing strips that you glue in to kind of help strengthen it. Got that nice bridge on top there. Alright, so how about a little singing? I know everybody always holds their breath waiting for me to do some singing. So this, I was trying to find, well, Glenn and I both were thinking about some songs that have to do with mountains. Because this is the Mountain Tenor kit. Oh, just a reminder, giving 2 away this week. Share this broadcast publicly on Facebook. I know those of you on YouTube are like, I don't have Facebook, can't do it. Sorry about that. We're still trying to figure out a way that you can be a part of these sharing contests. But share it publicly on Facebook. You'll be entered to win one of 2 of these kits that we're giving away. The winner will be announced next week. You can share it while the live broadcast is going on right now, or later if you view it. You'll be entered. So, mountain music. And what better example of mountain music than, well, see if you recognize it. 'cause that's where music has to start. Oh, play me some mountain music like Grandma and Grandpa used to play. Now roll on down the river to a Cajun hideaway. Yeah, play me some mountain music like Grandma and Grandpa used to play. And I'll float on down the river to a Cajun hideaway. Yeah. So a little bit of mountain music. Of course, Alabama wrote and recorded that one. Always been one of my favorite country songs. I ain't gonna lie. I've always loved that mountain music. And playing it on this kit that we came up with here at CB Gitty. It's all made here. The neck and the frets and everything. You know, it's pretty cool. I like it, and I like it with this high tuning too.
And
What you got?
I like what you were discussing, or saying earlier, is the ability to make this your own. Like
Yeah.
Shane Speal did with the one that you saw in the video earlier, the ability to make this your own. And especially with, you know, the ability to custom print box tops and whatnot, or just have it at home and stain it, paint it, put decorations on it of any sort.
Decoupage, wood burn, that's awesome for
Wood
wood burning. Blank slate kits.
Yeah.
You know, I was telling Glenn earlier, every week he's playing this bass and I'm playing various things. One of these days, not today, folks, ain't gonna lie, but one of these days, we gotta take the strings back off, take the hardware off, and like follow our own advice and decorate the darn things, you know? We will, believe me. Just not today.
Not today.
Whew, it's pretty warm in this
I like it.
Juke Shack studio today, folks. It finally has warmed up a little bit here in New Hampshire. So once again, the new kit available now, the 3-string version, which is what I was just playing, only 99 bucks. The complete kit with instructions, 99 bucks. Of course, if you're in the US, that automatically qualifies you for free shipping. So for just under $100, you can get an awesome kit now. There's a holiday coming up.
Oh.
Glenn Watt.
Oh, yeah.
Which this would be perfect for. Ain't gonna lie. Father's Day.
Yeah.
What dad wouldn't like to build himself one? Louie asking if it has a 0 fret.
As a matter of fact. Look at you.
Yeah. See it there? Yes, it does, Louie. It has a 0 fret. All of these kits that we've come out with, the Tupelo tenor, the Tin Pan Alley, even the G bass here, they all have 0 frets. It just helps get that intonation down. These are really the same necks that we sell at CB Gitty, the fully fretted cigar box guitar necks. You know, they got the retainer nut, the 0 fret. We're using those on more and more of these awesome kits. So, giving 2 of these away. Available now, the 4-string version, which I'll get to. Ooh, that sounds good, doesn't it?
Good.
Get to after a couple of more of these segments.
Yes.
It's only a few bucks more. It's like $7 more to cover the extra cost that goes into it. So yeah, available now. Very excited about it.
Before we move on, can we remind people that today is $5 Friday? What's the web? What's a $5 Friday, all one word, dashes?
I think so.
Yeah.
CBGitty.com/$5 Friday. If Shane's still out there, I'm sure he'll throw a...
$5 Friday today. We've got 2 of these kits to give away if you share this show publicly, from the Cigar Box Nation Facebook page. You'll be entered to win the contest, one of these 2 kits. So we got $5 Friday, the 2 kits. What else we got? More good stuff. The Friends of CB Gitty Facebook group. I hope that you take a moment to go check it out. It's a public group, so if you want to peruse the conversations before committing, you're welcome to do so.
Oh, there's some good stuff in there. Not gonna lie. All right, should we do Watt Corner, or Nick, do you want to come up and show off that awesome guitar that Gary sent in?
Whatever's good for you guys.
Well, we'll save that more towards the end where you have it in the script. All right, so now, without further ado, that ain't it.
It's close.
Hey! Watt Corner!
Oh, now. Welcome welcome back to Watt Corner, where you share awesome things with us of the things that you used that you bought from CBD Craft Supply, and we share them back. There's a lot of we's and shares, but shares and thank yous are always in abundance and good. First up in Watt Corner this time around, we have Aaron D. Aaron D made this beautiful, I wish Timothy Prescott, an old friend of CB Gitty and Cigar Box Nation, Timothy Prescott, a self-proclaimed and stalwart and true deadhead, would I think appreciate this guitar. This is, as Aaron D writes, a tribute to the Grateful Dead. It's his 3-string CBG with a custom painted and designed box, handcrafted rounded neck made of Wengi wood, acrylic fretboard, and adjustable truss rod at 24.5-inch scale. Man, Timothy, I wish you were out there, because I know there's some other, David R. Strickler, if you're out there, I think you'd appreciate this too. It's got a pre-wired snake oil humbucker pickup harness from CB Gitty and all the other good stuff, and he's, Aaron D says, thank you for all the great products. And I just want to say, Aaron D, thank you for sharing such an awesome, colorful, custom 3-string cigar box guitar that just makes, not only me, but I think others smile. So really good stuff, Aaron. Thank you. Next up, we have from our good friend, very good friend, Rick Gainey. Rick, I hope you're out there, man. I really love seeing from you, man. You're just a nice guy, and it's just good to know that you're out there fighting the good fight. And I know the health issues are tough, and building gets you through them. So thank you for sharing the stuff that you do build. About this, Rick writes, I wanted to make a sound hole more decorative than usual, which he did, and he glued the sound hole cutout. So he took the hole saw, took the cutout from the cigar box, and glued it underneath the sound hole. And there's a pilot hole from the sound hole, from the drill hole saw thing. And he glued a mint Canadian coin on top of that. He put a second sound hole with a nice strainer. A strainer that I recognize from a Shane Speal DIY tweed amplifier kit article, which is another story, but I'm glad to see you using a similar sound hole covered here, Rick. He's got some CB Gitty box corners on there, and that's the handle, a laser cut bridge underneath that. He writes that, wasn't sure I'd be able to make a guitar given my current health, so I wanted to make it special, which I think he did acoustically or electronically. It sounds beautiful. The sustain is incredible. It's a beautiful guitar, Rick, and I'm just happy to know that you're out there, despite some odds, you're still building and playing. So I think that's really cool, Rick. Thank you very much. Next up, who do we got? Steve W. And we haven't seen from Steve W. I'm going to say it, Steve Whittle. I like you, man, and we haven't seen from you in a long time. So it's good to see that you're out there active, doing the instrument building thing. Steve writes about this. Saw this oar, if you can't tell, an oar at a yard sale, knowing about the bass tuners that we carry, thought he'd try to make an upright bass boat oar. Practiced, this is important, practiced on a large wooden dowel at first, and still found things I would do differently after having made the boat oar. I think that's important. Steve is doing something that I don't do, practicing stuff before actually leaping into the project. Highly recommend doing it. I hear it works out for other people. So thank you very much for keeping that going. You can see here the back side of the oar. What you won't be able to tell just yet, but this is why I kind of included it. That's the back side of the oar. He's got a nice peg, a foot peg on the bottom there. But the electronics that he has fastened to make this an electronic instrument. And on the next image, you'll see that he's installed the front side. My bad for not making that more clear, but an equalizer. Took one of our ukulele 2-band equalizers and threw that on there with the jack, and just made an awesome, really awesome boat or 2-string bass guitar. And I'm just really proud to have that kind of stuff here and that sort of ingenuity. So thank you very much, Steve. It's great to see from you, and I'm hoping that somebody else who's out there yard sailing and junking and picking can find some stuff out there and build something equally as unique, if that equally as cool, and share that with us as well. And you never know what's going to pop into Watt Corner, as they say. Next up and last up, we have from Wilda M. Wilda M. writes oh, isn't that nice? Little panda action. Come on now. Wilda M. writes, my father suggested, this is her father, my father suggested to his young music friends that if you put electricity through anything, it would sound good. By anything, I think we mean musical instruments. So, and that's her father, which I was happy to include that. I mean, I just love to know that the family thing, it always gets me right in the feels. So there's her father, and Wilda M. goes on to write about her other 2 images, and Nick, you are clearly welcome to go through them as you wish. To illustrate his point, her father made this pandolin that you see here, probably around 1967. He ran it through a wonderful old tube-style silver tone amp. When it came to me, writes Wilda, the pickup was missing. As you can see there, there's a little void in the soundboard where there used to be at one time a pickup. The instrument stays in tune, the action is wonderful, and I know it would please him to have it played again. So Wilda actually wrote us looking for, this is the backside of it, thank you Nick, that's awesome, got that wash pan, made a 4-string pandolin out of it, and she was, Wilda, yeah, right?
Sorry.
That's good. And Wilda wrote to us that she was looking for some suggestions on pickups, and tried to help her out through email. I haven't heard back from her yet, and being that this is the first time I've had any contact with Wilda, I don't know that you're going to see the show. I hope that you do. But I am really proud to have this instrument built by your father way 50 some odd years ago on our show. So thank you very much, Wilda. I hope this makes it out your way. And that, for all intents and purposes, is an abbreviated and shortened Ben Gitty's Baker's ready.
I'm ready.
Squawk corner.
I'm trying desperately to get the comments back here. I screwed it all up.
You didn't screw it.
See,
well, there it goes.
here, you take that. I stepped out there for a moment, so I don't know anything about a panda. I'm just saying. All right, so thank you, Glenn. And
Yes,
also,
thank you.
I want to thank Mr. Watt here for singing harmony during mountain music. We might get to hear a little bit more of that on our next mountain song, which, well, why don't we do it?
All right.
Why don't we do it now?
A pandolin, right? Shaq Collins.
Pandolin. I think that's what Nick was giggling
I'm
about
sorry.
over there too.
I'm slow on the uptake.
That was not planned. I did not know that a pandolin was about to be talked about when.
Watt Panda? You guys. These people.
You don't want panda shirt.
That would be
Two
fun.
guitars going on in front of it.
All right, so this is the 4-string version of the Mountain Tenor, the new kit available from CB Gitty. We got smart this time, and we're releasing the 3 and the 4-string versions at the same time, unlike the Tupelo where it was staged. So you can get either one, whichever you like.
I hear they make great Father's Day gifts.
I've heard that too, because Father's Day is coming up.
It is.
Don't get Dad another pair of socks or razors or a tie.
Get yourself a
Get him a Mountain Tenor kit. So this is the 4-string version. So I'm gonna just kind of strum on another mountain song. It's been done by Jack White. Ralph Stanley recorded an awesome version of it. Once I stood at the foot of a great high mountain that I wanted so much to climb. And on top of this mountain was a beautiful fountain that flows with the water of life. I fell down on my knees at the foot of this mountain, crying, Lord, what must I do? I want to climb this mountain, I want to drink from this fountain that flows so clear in my view. up, and you ought to see the view. Oh, the water flows freely. There's enough to make you free. So friend, if you're thirsty, climb this mountain with me. There we go. Good old gospel mountain song there. I've always loved that one. So yeah.
Sounds good.
What's next? Thank you for the harmony once again. Yeah, the 4-string mountain tenor. Just one more reminder, if you just tuned in, share this broadcast publicly, ideally from the Cigar Box Nation Facebook page. Share it publicly to other groups, to your own page, to friends, to whomever, and you will be entered to win one of 2 of these new mountain tenor kits. And you can specify whether you want the 3 or the 4-string version if you are the winner, and we'll send it out to you for free to build as a thank you for being a part of the Gitty Gang show. We love you. We love seeing you. Your names pop up out there, and wouldn't be here without you. So
that's
yeah,
true words.
Thank you.
Yep.
So Nick, why don't we run this video we've got from Robert H. of him playing a little Johnny Cash on his Bento Box ukulele kit. That's one of our other new kits recently released here at CB Gitty. $39.99. You can get one of these awesome little Bento Box ukes. I should have had one there to grab. It's just off camera. Trust me. But here's Robert H. playing his, and when we come back, Nick's going to hop up here and do a little jamming on a new guitar he recently received. So we'll be right back. Hey, we're back. Oh, Nick is on his way up with an awesome build. I'm going to let him do the talk. Whoa, buddy. What you got there, Mr. Nick?
This is, I'm going to call it the K-Star, because it's actually a guitar sent in by Gary DeRosiers.
Gary DeRosiers, who was out there earlier. Not the first surprise gift guitar from Gary.
No.
I think now everyone on the Gitty Gang has gotten one. so, but this, I gotta say, he outdid himself on this one. It's fancier than the one I got, let me tell you.
Oh, yeah,
Not
yeah.
that there's a race. There's no race going on.
Looks like it's got 2 black Mambas in it.
Black Mamba snake oil humbuckers, 2 of them.
It's got a one of our amp boards in it.
Amp board,
A
yeah,
psycho knob.
and a psycho. So it built-in distortion effects.
And
A bunch of switches and buttons and knobs and.
I don't know if it's going to come across.
There's a microphone there.
It's, you see, yeah, you can see
There's
that.
lights.
There's
It lights
lights.
up, for God's sake.
And I'm going to call it the K-Star, because the star, he got the template from his Keurig maker.
Oh, on the
Yeah.
on the drip tray. I thought it looked familiar. So built-in amplifier. Yeah, crank it up a little bit.
Awesome.
Yeah, Gary does great work. And open G, 3-string, GDG. Yeah. A selector switch for choosing between the two pickups.
Yeah, cashmere.
Yeah, you've been practicing, heavens. So yeah, very cool stuff. Awesome addition to your personal collection, I'm sure. Just as a short aside, Nick and I, a week ago, roughly, attended a house party singing session where we sat, drank, played, sang for hours. It was awesome. This guy has quite a repertoire of songs up here in the hat zone. So yeah, that was a good time.
Most of them are on 6-string. It's what I started on. I still love going back to the 6-string, but I've been plinking around more on the 3.
That's my one blues riff. All right, well, cool.
Yeah.
HJ Guitars, number 140. Look at that brass.
Oh yeah, I didn't even show that off.
Look at that. I'm gonna get closer. That's fancier than anything I've ever made. Look at that. HJ Guitars.
Thank you, Gary. I love it. Absolutely. He's out there watching on YouTube, and he's like, I didn't share it to get it on the show, but you know what? It's so cool. There was no way I wasn't going to show it to everybody.
Absolutely.
So, thanks, buddy. You
Any
know it's
guitar
gonna get
that
some
requires 2 9-volt batteries, has some fancy stuff going on.
Oh, yeah. Well, thank you, guys. I'm going to go back behind and start mashing buttons and bring Glenn back up here to play you out? Are we that close?
Well, we're close. We're going to do some announcements. Speaking of announcements, thank you, Nick. Our good buddy AJ Gaither. I mentioned him last week. He is out on the road right now, driving that old van he's got through the mountain, across the Great Divide, for God's sake, across the Wolf Creek Pass. He did a couple of live broadcasts yesterday while driving. I tell you what, that man is an inspiration to me and should be an inspiration to all would-be musicians. Hitting the road in an old worn-out van with bad brakes and a bad transmission, not knowing if you're even going to make it a mile down the road, let alone 1,000 miles around 8 or 10 states, however far he's going, Arkansas, Colorado, Tech. It just, off he goes, and making it happen just so he can get out there and make his music. That... he's not some trust fund baby in a paid-off Winnebago tooling around calling himself a gypsy. He's the real deal. Just by the bootstraps, man.
Literally by the bootstraps.
Inspire.
Yeah.
If that doesn't inspire you, then you need to check your pulse, because God bless him. All right, I don't want to get worked up and start preaching. All right, so what do we got coming up, Glenn? This weekend, there are some things happening around the country. What are they?
I'll take one.
Okay.
We got, I know Gary Herget has been working his tail off.
Yep.
As usual, doing the St. Louis Cigar Box Guitar Festival. Starts tonight, goes all for a lot of tomorrow up until about 5 p.m. tomorrow. They're going to have local acts playing between 12 and 5 and more of a national act after that. I'll take the next one too. We got the 15th Annual Cigar Box Guitar Festival at the Lowe's Arts Mill in Huntsville, Alabama. That is 15. Number 15. That's the 15th annual. That's a lot of years. And I know that you've been down to a few.
A couple of them.
Yeah.
I had just had a memory pop up on Facebook of the last time I was down there. It got me missing it. I ain't gonna lie. It's where I met Jim Burt, John Nickel, and all the great people down there. Joe McCormack and his wife and family, and it's a great time.
Yeah,
it's a really good time. John Lowe, met Johnny Lobo down there, and Microwave Dave, and Ben Prestige, and Him for Her. Like, wow,
that's
all the greats show up in Huntsville. It's where I first met Collins Kirby, who first brought up the idea to me of, what do you think about a New Orleans Cigar Box Guitar Fest? I'm like, I think it sounds great.
Yeah.
So a lot of good things have happened down there in Huntsville. Wish I was back there right now. They're probably kicking it off. If not right now, then in a couple of hours it'll be starting.
So that's St. Louis, that's Huntsville as well. Then we also have in the great Pacific Northwest in Eugene, Oregon, our friend Downtown Vinny, Mark
buddy.
Alanis, has the, is it the third? Gosh, I'm sorry, Mark, but it's the...
Maybe the fourth.
Could be, yeah, the Cigar Box Guitar Fest Northwest.
Yeah.
That our good friend Dar Stellabata has made the trip from the... She just came back from the Netherlands, and now she's made the trip from the East Coast all the way to the Pacific Northwest coast to play at this festival. She's a machine.
Yeah.
A machine. And last up...
We sent, just a quick note, sent 10 canjos out there to Vinny to give away during the festival, kind of as a way to help sponsor it, and you give them to kids and get kids playing. That's a good thing.
That is a good thing.
Well, not to,
It's a good thing.
That sounded a little immodest, but it's a thing that I like to be a part. Anyway,
Yes.
what's up next?
I'm proud that we're a part of it. So,
Words.
and the last
Words
up we
are
have,
hard.
it's not a festival, but we do have next weekend. Not this one. Next weekend is the North Carolina Cigar Box Guitar Festival,
Yep.
but tomorrow is the Carolina Box Guitar Club meeting number 41.
No longer
No longer at Big Al's Pub and Grubberia.
Just as we work out the unison announcement, they stop having it.
Well,
But that's okay. Don't worry. We're just
Tomorrow, it's 10 to 3, new venue. It's at Scoggins Farm in Monroe, North Carolina. And we're not playing favorites up here. If you have something in your vicinity, your area, that you want to advertise, a Cigar Box Guitar, handmade musical instrument festival, club meeting, something to that effect, let us know. We're happy to tell people about it because we'd like more people participating.
And if
Marty's jumping the gun here, pre-announcing something for us. Marty, slow down. Because the following week. Oh, sorry. What you got next?
I was gonna say, if you have any videos to send in, you can
From
send
the
them in.
festivals.
From the festivals.
Absolutely. Send
or,
us stuff. We love stuff.
Yeah, videos
Not
from the
actual
festivals
stuff, but
of you
videos.
playing, of you building. Got any tips or tricks you want to share? Send them off to support@cbgitty.com.
Yes, sir.
Google Drive, Dropbox, iCloud links, preferably landscape, just because they show up better for viewers.
the
But
wider
if you want to be featured
video
on the
format.
show, shoot out a video. You see Vern is always submitting stuff.
Yeah.
Dell, Manitoba Hal out there, he sent us some good videos out there. So if you want to get on the show, that's the best way.
We'd love to see videos from the fest happening this weekend.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
You know, the folks up on stage. And then next weekend, and then I don't want him to faint or anything. The weekend after that, mid-June, up in Naples, Maine, the inaugural Maine Cigar Box Guitar Festival by Marty Tauber. He's organizing all of that, part of a larger blues fest they have up there on Sebago Lake, I believe.
Naples, Maine. Yeah, it's Naples, Maine.
It's got to be Sebago.
Yeah.
Anyway, as Marty was so kind to point out, I donated some canjos to him for giving away at that fest as well. 13 of them. A box of canjos we had for a workshop that you did a while
Way
back.
back in the day.
At a school. There's some oil can canjos in there, some prototypes, some two-stringers, multi-can conglomerations, all sorts of good stuff.
That's from those were played in a performance at the Children's Art Museum in
That's
Dover,
right.
New Hampshire.
Yeah. Yeah. Boy,
right.
it all fades together in the brain hole, doesn't it? Anyway, lots of good fests coming up. Those are just the ones in the next couple of weeks. There's more
There are more.
throughout the year, throughout the summer. Of course, Rusty has probably already mentioned our stupid comments are invisible again. But the third annual International Georgia Cigar Box Guitar Festival later in the season, fall, September.
September 27th and 28th.
See, we gotta write all these down one of these weeks so we have them all. But it's good to see so many awesome
Yeah.
cigar box guitar festivals and activities.
Why not sneak one more in? We have the Pennsylvania Cigar Box Guitar
yeah.
Festival, August 27th, I believe.
11th annual.
11th in York, Pennsylvania. Man, I tell you what, I don't know if anybody else out there notices. I see a lot of, I know Nick does and Ben does. We got a lot of people, like a lot of supporters, CBGD supporters in Missouri and whatnot, and a couple other areas. But Pennsylvania, and it has to be because of Shane.
Yeah.
Just a huge contingent.
A hotbed.
It is a hotbed of folk out there building and playing their own instruments, and I hope to see a lot of them this coming festival in York, Pennsylvania for the 11th Annual Cigar Box Guitar Festival, August 27th.
Yep.
All right.
I intend to be there. Yeah, buddy. All right. So I think that's all we got. Thank you once again. Just one more quick reminder. Share this broadcast publicly here on Facebook. And that means when you click share, make sure you're not just sharing it to your own friends. You got to share it publicly so that we can see that you've shared it. To be entered in a drawing to win one of 2 of these awesome new Mountain Tenor Cigar Box Guitar Kit.
Here we go.
But it's the Gitty Gang Show on Cigar Box Nation TV. Said the Gitty Gang Show on Cigar Box Nation TV. And it came to you live from CB Gitty. All you need is a stick, a box, and some strings. Although a nice kit doesn't hurt, I tell you. All you need is a stick, a box, and some strings. And you put them all together, you know she's gonna ring. It's the Gitty Gang Show.
Gitty Gang Show.
It's the Gitty Gang Show.
Gitty Gang Show.
It's the Gitty Gang Show.
Gitty Gang Show.
It's the Gitty Gang Show. Oh, oh.
Gitty Gang Show.
It's the Gitty Gang Show on Cigar Box Nation TV. Before we fade out, I want to wish a happy anniversary to Dan and Laurel Caldwell. Laurel's been working here at CB Gitty for a long time. Off enjoying Woodstock, New York today. Happy 15th anniversary, you guys. Love you. And, yeah, we'll see you again next week. Lord willing and the creek don't rise.